Hello friends, in today's video we will learn how to create our first API using Amazon API Gateway and Lambda function. We'll do it from scratch to understand that how this overall things work. As you can see, I'm already logged in and I'm on my dashboard. To get started, I'll just click here on the services in the top menu. Then I'll search for API Gateway. You can see here, I'll just click on it. So I have not created any API so far. So for the very first time when you land on this API gateway page, you will see this page. Click on get started. So Amazon proposes you with a when you are getting started, Amazon proposes you with a pre-populated imported API that you can use, or you can call an example API that they provide you. So you say okay. The very first thing that we have to do, we have to choose the protocol, whether it's REST or WebSocket. We are going to create a REST API, so it's already checked. Create a new API. So Amazon API Gateway refers you different methods, like you want to create a new API, you want to import some API from the Swagger, or you want to use the example API as of now to test it. So I'm going to select new API. Once you select new API, you have to fill up the API details. You need to type the API name, then endpoint, then description. So let's say I'm typing first API. Uh, First API. Okay. Description demo API to learn API gateway using Lambda function. Okay, you can be regional, private, or edge optimized. So for now, we are taking regional. Regional APIs are deployed in a current region, whichever you are working in. Right, as like I am working in Asia Pacific region. So let's say create API. Once you say create API, it will create an API for you. Now it comes up with a different options: resources, stages, authorizer. So let's create some method first. So to create an API, we should first find out the method. It should be get method, get what kind of API it is, get, put, post, delete. So let's say create method. I'll say get. So these are the options that are available. So I'll say get method. Okay. Now each API should have some resource. Okay. So we'll create a new resource for it. Create resource. Now this resource is the name of your API. So let's say I'm creating it for users. So the resource path is user. So I created a resource. Now when you go here and get, it will ask you to set up the integration point from where this get API is going to get data. So as I already mentioned, we are going to do it using Lambda function. The integration type is Lambda function. You need to select your Lambda region, where your Lambda region is. Then you have to uh, write down the Lambda function, which will return the data to this API. So as we have not created any Lambda function so far, so let's go to services again and type Lambda. Okay, I'm opening this in new tab. So you can see I have no Lambda function so far. So let's create a new Lambda function. Author from scratch, use a blueprint or browser serverless. So we are using it from scratch. So let's say first Lambda. You can select the language whichever you want. It's Node.js, Go, Java, Python, Ruby, .NET, whichever language you want, you can select. You can select the role also. You can use existing role, create a new role, or create a new role from the AWS policy template. So that's a different chapter for the AWS IAM that we'll do it in some other video. For now, we are creating a new role with the basic Lambda permissions. So I'll say create function. Once I say create function, take some time and then it will create a Lambda for us. Okay, so here we got a first Lambda function. So you can see here. So we have first index.js file that have the simple code export handler async event Then we have status code 200 and then body that responds hello from Lambda. Return response. Okay. You can here see runtimes. You can edit the code here. You can upload your zip file. If you click on zip file, you can get upload button here. Then this is your handler. So if you want to change it to some other function, like if I create a new file from here and I want that file to be handler, we can change it. We just create a file with a name xyz and then we need to name put it here xyz.handler. Okay, we can set the environment variables also if we want to read something, some API key, some build number, anything, we can put it here. You can have an execution rules from the AWS policy. So as you can see here, we have choose that create a new role. So it just created a new role, first Lambda role for us. Then network, we can select the VPC also. We can enable the X-ray also for tracking record timing and everything. Okay. Okay. So this function now return hello from Lambda. Let's go back to our API gateway. Now just reload this page. So whatever Lambda function you create in a particular region, like I have created this Lambda function in South region, AP South. So this region. So if I type here, I'll get that as a suggestion. Okay. So let's say save. This is the ARN that was generated. So I save this Lambda function. Okay. Once you save it, you will get this screen that says your method request integration method. So we are using Lambda type, then region, then what kind of response you are expecting, 200 or something like that. And you can test your API from here. Just go here, test, and click test. Okay. Here we got hello from Lambda. So that's what we are sending it out. If we change this value, first Lambda API, and save it. Now if I hit it again, test, see the response changes. Now what we have, what this is something that we can test from the AWS itself. But what if we have to expose this API to the outer world? So we need to deploy this API. How will deploy it? So here we have stages. As you can see, we don't have any stages of now. So we go back to resource, we go back here, we say deploy API. So currently we don't have any stage environment, so we create a new environment. Let's say dev. Okay, and then you can write the description, dev deployment first Lambda API testing deploy. So once you say deploy, you can see this one is highlighted and I can see this dev here, and there's new URL generated for us. So this URL will work as an endpoint for your API by the time you are not mapping some domain with it. Okay, to test your API from Postman or from anywhere, you can use this URL. You can see here I have that get method, and you can set here also your stage variables if you want, any stage variable, any, if you want to track it, anything you can do from here. Okay, let's try this from Postman. You can see I can access this API from Postman also using this URL, first Lambda API. If I change something here again, let's change text. I save it and I go back to my Postman, hit it again. Let's change. Yeah. So this is how we create our first API. We can create any number of files inside the Lambda. We can declare the environment variables. We can set up the database connections also. We can do all those stuff also from here. Thank you.